5 Sci Vibes Tarot. This is your Pisces, June 2022. Sun, Moon, Rising sign, and Venus for the sign of Pisces. So we will be having 3 decks today. The decks used in this reading could be seen in the link in the description box below. You would be redirected to the blog. And you could also do your own 3-card spread there. You could have an unlimited shuffle, but I recommend that you set your intention before you shuffle or you create your question. Ask a specific question before you shuffle so that you will not run the risk of shuffling it shuffling it forever just so you could get your answer. Okay, Judgment. You could be at a point in your love life right now, dear Pisces, wherein you have been this is as above, so is below, the law of karma. Perhaps you have come to a point in your life wherein you're evaluating yourself as you are behaving in a certain situation, particularly in your love situation. Everything is, it's like it's all coming back to me now. That is what I am hearing. Everything seems to be falling into the right place. It could be that perhaps you have been so naughty in the past, and right now everything makes perfectly sense. This could be you regretting a past behavior, or regretting who you were yesterday. That is the core of your reading, dear Pisces. Just please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, that's okay. Perhaps next month's message is the one for you. But I've always believed in synchronicity, so there must be something in here that you need to hear today. Thank you and welcome back, dear Pisces. We will draw first 9 cards for you, and then 9 cards for the person that you are dealing with. Not necessarily your lover, your husband or wife. Could be an ex, could be the person that you are eyeing to date, perhaps a friend that you would want to date. Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Anyway, you are in that evaluative phase. Remember that you are in that reassessment phase. Perhaps everything has come down to an evaluation, or perhaps you have gone through a cool off with your person, and now you are coming back together and realizing that this person, or you are not the right person for him or her. That could be what happened. You know, that's why I'm not much of a I don't subscribe much to cool off, because that feeling of not wanting it anymore, that feeling of respite, has a reason on its own, and that could be, the reason could be something just doesn't feel right anymore, and that is your intuition telling you it's time to explore something else. It's time to work on yourself, and the ideal situation, of course, is you working on yourself before you get into a long-term relationship. But you know, being in a relationship could also throw life lessons on us, and when you stick around without even learning that lesson, you're just using that cool off as an excuse to not do something about it, or to not change something about yourself. And right now you could be in that situation, dear Pisces, and perhaps you have come to a realization that everything seems to be a pattern. Why do I always get cheated on? Why do I always cheat on others? What's wrong with me? And perhaps that is what the universe wants you to reassess right now. That is what the universe, this is, I think, Sun Wukong. The monkey here is the one who is trying to outwit God. Sun God Ra, if I'm not mistaken. This monkey here wants to outwit the god, and somewhere down the road you would find the consequences, or you will be slapped by the universe with the consequences of your actions. You cannot go far and perhaps that is that respite, that is that evaluative phase in your love life right now. Okay, in the past you have Queen of Wands, Ace of Ace of Swords, and you have a lot of swords. You could be dealing with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, but I strongly feel that this is you. In the past, you may have thrown out words, hurtful words to your person. Could be abusive, verbal abuse, and it's a kind of words thrown at your partner which has no basis at all. You could be the one who is gaslighting your person. You are full of passion, full of energy. Could also be lustful. It's all built upon lust and not really love. It's all built about, you know that situation wherein you connected with someone at an intellectual level but not really at the heart level, and then suddenly you realize, you see yourself wanting to be with them or being in a relationship with them, when in fact it's not who they are as a person, the whole their whole self. You don't love the wholeness of them as a person, them as an individual who has their own opinion. You love them for a certain, let's say you have been with them for a project, for a creative project. You liked how they worked with you, you liked how you jived with each other, and then suddenly you see yourself falling in love with this person. You loved them for how they acted in that situation, but not really loved them as the whole suddenly you see yourself confronting their shadows, seeing their shadow side, and then you just realize that this is not the person I loved. And that's because you love them at an intellectual level, perhaps not giving them a chance, or not giving yourself the chance to discover a part of them. I mean, another aspect of themselves. Could be discovering their who they really are as a person. You haven't gotten a chance to get to know their family. You just spend time with them perhaps in bed, something like that. It's very lustful. It's very it's a connection of minds, and perhaps both of you are very intelligent. Both of you are very as connected in an intelligent manner, but you are always connected with a person because of their intelligence, and not really getting to their heart, or getting to know them, getting to know their family, getting to know their friends. Okay. If this is not a toxic situation or an abusive kind of situation, I am seeing here that no one, neither of you, took that courage to step out of it, to create a space, a safe space for yourself. Perhaps you have expected your person to create that safe space for you, instead of you creating that safe space for yourself. For some of you, you haven't even haven't moved on from a past person. Perhaps this person that you are breaking up with, or suddenly falling apart with, used to be a third party, and you fell in love quite drastically. You fell in love, it's just in a snap, you fell in love with them, but you didn't really have the time to get to know them. As a result, you are now reassessing why do I keep on doing this, why do I keep on falling in love with the wrong person, when in fact you didn't you've been with them. It started out as a faulty foundation. It started out it was based on cheating. Could be, if you are a cross watcher and you're dealing with a Pisces, perhaps you were the person that this Pisces individual has left behind, and know that this Pisces is already regretting their actions, and perhaps they are now in here or reassessing what went wrong, what could be done. I'm not quite sure yet if they could figure out, if they're already in a space of identifying what they could do. I don't feel that they already figured it out what's wrong with them. Staying for the wrong reasons. Perhaps you are right now confused. Suddenly, everything that's happening is a reflection of what you have done in the past, or your mistake in the past. But a rug has been pulled under you, and since you have been doing this repeatedly, it has been a pattern. You don't know where to start. You don't know how to change. You don't know how to follow your own joy, or perhaps your self-love for you means jumping from one relationship to another. That has been your thing. That has been what keeps you alive. That's one thing that keeps your head up. Temptation. You run the risk of still being in that loop of sadness, perhaps in that overthinking phase, or thinking repeatedly what could be done, what went wrong, it's my fault, blaming yourself for not being able to see how can you overturn the situation, and as a result you are haunted by your own mistakes. That is what I am getting. Haunted by your own past. The past just can't you can't win over your past, because you know that you have done something that was detrimental for you, was not healthy for you, and perhaps it's only now that you have realized this. You run the risk of still being stuck in the situation, or stuck in your own idea of I don't know, toxicity. You could be in a codependent relationship. You know, codependent relationship means you can't live without the other person. You just can't walk away. You can't just choose yourself, because you can't live without this person. But if you have resonated with what I've mentioned, that the person that you have left another person for this new person that you are dealing with, and remember that the core of your reading is karma. As above, so is below. The universe is now hunting you and forcing you to make changes. And right now, it seems like you are still on the loop of your own mistakes, on the loop of what you can do about the situation. You are not yet in that page of being accountable for your own actions, taking responsibility. You're just being hunted. You want to, it's analysis paralysis. You just don't want to leave the situation behind. This is in the future spread, dear Pisces. And it seems like for as long as you would not take this to heart, for as long as you will not be accountable for your actions, and realize that whatever that is in front of you right now has a reason for happening, whether it is now that the universe is testing your character, dear Pisces. For as long as you are not wanting to take action, you run the risk of repeating the same mistake. Being entrapment is only for the willing. This is the message of the devil. You run the risk of still being tempted, of jumping from one relationship to another just to make yourself feel better, instead of focusing on what is this, diagnosing what is the problem. Diagnosing, I'm not saying diagnosis as in mental illness, but more of diagnosing what's the problem here, what can be done. It's more on focusing on the solution. Pisces people tend to be getting lost in their own emotions. Perhaps right now you are invited by the universe to strike that balance, perhaps. And if you are thinking of apologizing towards your ex, apologizing to this person, then now is the right time. Perhaps you have to let go of that pride and finally confront it. You have been sweeping things under the rug, sweeping everything under the rug. This is the current situation. Sweeping everything under the rug. allowing the ghosts of the past haunt you, choosing to stay for the wrong reasons, because as I've mentioned, this seems to be you could be in a codependent relationship out of lust but not really love. In what ways can you love yourself? In what ways can you show yourself, follow your inner joy? Oh, see, that person is heartbroken. The person you're dealing with is so heartbroken. Okay, that one wants to come out. Okay, letting you go. The person you're dealing with seems to have working on moving forward. While you are still on the loop about your situation, the person you're dealing with has been very restless, but they are making an effort to move forward, to move on from you, because they are very devastated. They are very devastated, restless, and I think right now they are trying to avenge themselves. Oh, there could be no communication. Perhaps you have reaching out to them and they are not answering you, trying to be mysterious and you hate them for it, trying to not talk to you. Perhaps if you are lurking their social media, you see that they are enjoying the time of their life, but when you see them online, but when you reach out to them, they seem to be not talking to you, or they don't want to talk to you. It seems like they want to avenge themselves. They want to do something to move on easily from you. They were truly hurt and restless, and perhaps at that moment when they felt so disappointed, so devastated, and they felt like you rejected them, or they were not chosen by you, it hurt them so much, and they attempted to reach out to you, but you dismissed it for some reason. Perhaps from your end you see that as you are not yet ready, but for them they see it as you have dismissed them. As a result, right now they are working towards getting out of that depressive era, or the depressive phase, and well, everything seems to be they seem to be fragile inside. They know that they would rise above this situation, and they are working on it. See, all of their present cards seem to be our major arcana cards, working on their emotional intelligence, controlling themselves as far as communication with you is concerned. They are trying their best to stay out of the situation. If there's some affection towards you, of course, that still exists. They still love you perhaps, but it's irrelevant to what they want to happen. They know what they want right now, and you're not part of that. I'm sorry, dear Pisces. Perhaps yes, okay, sure, why not? You are part of that, but it's not something that they would take action. They are more focused on the future, self-talking their way out of this heartache, managing their emotions, harnessing their inner strength. If there's somebody in this connection who would want to move towards the other, it seems like it's you, and you are you're still sitting on this. You could have Virgo on your chart, also Capricorn in your chart, Earth sign in your chart. It is you would want to take action and move towards this person. However, this person, if they are not showing lack of interest towards this relationship or towards this connection, it seems like at the surface, it seems like they don't really care, or they're happy with where they are at right now. But if you would want to know whether they still care for you, I don't think that is relevant. They were hurt. You said something that hurt them in the past. Okay. They would stand their ground. They may be having... This person could be just waiting for you to take action. However, it's just for a strike on their ego, perhaps, because whatever you do, you may try to reach out to them to make up for it. Perhaps they would welcome you to do so, but they are not reassuring, or will not give you the assurance that they would welcome you back in their life. Perhaps they're okay with being friends or acquaintances, or perhaps they would allow you talking to them, sending them messages, and perhaps responding to that. They would respond to that, but it's more of civil, casual, not really the same as it was yesterday. It seems like whoever in this connection who would most likely move on and do action in terms of moving on, it's more on their side, because you are full of... You could have also fire sign in your charts. You're very passionate, if not lustful. You are more action. You'd rather take action, but you're not really thinking about it. You are very much up in your head, and it's not something that has been healthy for you as far as relationships are concerned. You are not connecting with... Come on, Pisces, you're very connected with your emotions, but in relationship, it seems like you are more you're using your brain or perhaps your body more instead of connecting with your heart. I don't know. I mean, to those who really resonate with this spread, this specific Pisces that I am connecting with right now seems to be in this exact situation, that you are in a relationship with this person who happens to be somebody, could be a third party. They felt like they were not treated right. And if you would reflect on your actions, it seems to be that because you focused on... You were attracted to this person. The basis or the foundation of this relationship is built on lust, or perhaps built on sharing the same energy in terms of like a creative project. You have worked with this person on a specific project, and you just jived, you just connected. But if in a long term, if looking at it in a long term situation, in a long term relationship, it doesn't come close to your previous long-term relationships, dear Pisces. I hope I'm making sense. I apologize for stuttering or saying a lot of filler words, because English is not my first language. Anyway, both of you have this Knight. The person you're dealing with, as I have mentioned, would focus on their healing more than you. You could be obsessed about the fact that you have lost them, or perhaps you have lost this relationship. You are very much focused on that, and you would in the near future, you would work on chasing after this person, or do something that would perhaps beg. I'm hearing beg, or perhaps sit with them, begging for closure with them. You are most likely to do that. The person you're dealing with, however, is being slow and steady. They know they would win this race, and perhaps they are focusing on their healing. You have both the Knights. The Knight is a messenger moving forward. You are fast in your actions, but you are not really thinking it through. The person you're dealing with, perhaps swallowing everything, all the pain right now, perhaps also blaming themselves, but they are moving slowly, but they know that they would win this war or whatever. Let us get what the universe wants you to know. What do you want to say with Pisces? Okay, tiny triumphs. Okay, seeing the situation from a bigger perspective, seeing, perhaps this is very much correlated to this or related to this one, seeing things in a bigger perspective, in a greater scheme of things. What is happening to you right now? Perhaps you are invited by the universe to reflect on that. Oh, what is this shit happening to me right now? What does the universe wants me to know? How, in what ways can I change myself? In what ways could I change my ways? In what ways could I be not so naughty? In what ways can I be kind to myself? In what ways can I celebrate small wins? It is kind of if you look at this, the prey becomes the predator and the predator becomes the prey. It's a matter of looking at the other side of the situation, and perhaps it is also an invitation for you to empathize or see where you could be angry with your person right now because they act so aloof, they're very elusive right now, and you want answers, you want them to talk about this. Perhaps they are not ready, and perhaps you are invited, if you have been the person who is who has a lot of say as far as this relationship is concerned. If you used to be the dominant one in this relationship, perhaps the universe is inviting you right now to channel that humility within you. If you want them to talk, don't force them if they are not ready, and perhaps give them some space, and some time, and wait for that right moment for them to be ready to talk about this. Okay, but be kind to yourself. If you don't want to be kind to others, just be kind with yourself and celebrate your small wins. Don't rush through. You run the risk of rushing through and sorry for that noise, rushing through and doing something without a solid plan. You also run the risk of rushing to their home and perhaps forcing them to talk to you when they are not yet ready. It will just make the matters worse. Okay, I guess I would have to leave it at that. Continuation of this reading is in the link in the description box below. I guess I would still be using Worker Light Oracle, and more readings in the description box below. You would be redirected to the blog and you could do your own 3-card spread there. Okay, thank you for being here, dear Pisces, and see you next time. Bye.